Hi, good morning, everyone. All right, let's now start with the second type of email template, and that is HTML by using a letterhead. Now, first of all, let me introduce you what is this format and what could be the what could be the purpose of using this format, right? Potentially. So, see, as far as like it is concerned with some of the the formal, formal kind of email, that time text is good, right? The one we already had studied. If somebody wanted to make a certain sort of formal communication, like a communication between employees, managers to employees, employees to manager, or maybe certain sort of formal announcements are required to be get done for every employees and all that. So that time, this text format, what we have studied was good. It is considered to be more used in formal one. But precisely, when there is a certain brandings requires to be get done. Now, for example, if somebody wanted uh, to do the branding, somebody wanted to announce about certain products of certain offers, right? So that time it should essentially be a catchy. That time your email should essentially be a what I could say is would be like a more attractive, right? So I'm just trying to fetch something like that. I don't think I received any branding emails or whatever. What is this? See, this is a plain email, a plain text, right? That's a formal email, of course, right? That's a formal email. It has lots of text and lots of text into it. But if suppose it is concerned with some sort of brandings or maybe something else, right? That time, that time email should be email. This is also, what is this? Yeah. So this is also, that time it should be something like this. So that time it should be a little bit catchy, a little bit a kind of let me try it anything to get with the monster. I must have something with from the monster, or maybe apart from the brandings as well. Maybe see if it is an organization, for example this one, and that have a predefined format, that have a predefined format of sending something. Whenever this organization, for example monster, if they drop you an email, right, if they drop you an email, they would always follow this format. They would always follow this. Only what could be changed would be the content, the body, whatever they are mentioning inside email should obviously would be different for every new email, right? But there are few of the things that are always common. And if you observe, there's like there's something written onto the header section, and there's some more informations right now into this particular box that we used to call as the footer section, right? So this is a good example. This one is a good example of a letterhead. How does a letterhead template, email template looks like to be? So a letterhead typically have three sections. It have something in the headers, then the body, and then footers. Headers usually have some primary informations like the logo, logo of the organization, name of the organizations, right? Footers usually have some contact informations like address, phone number, email IDs, websites, and all that. And body, of course, would contain whatever you wanted to draft into that email, right? So this one actually is a good example of how in a real time how this HTML with letterhead email template looks like to be, right? This one actually is a good example. So so we completed with the text part, right? We completed with the text, this one. And we also know like how we can dynamically get the data from Salesforce records by making a use of merge fields, right? We also know that. So let's now start with the second type, and that is HTML by a letterhead. So we, first of all, if I wanted, for example, we are having this HR management, right? HR management applications. So what I'm going to do would be like, I'll collect two, or maybe I'm already having it. Let me see to this. I already have two images, right? One of them I am going to use it into the header section. The another one I will be using inside footer. All right, I'm having this image and this image, talent management, talent acquisition. So this one obviously is a sample, so we don't have to be very very selective of this. So this is just for in practice. So what I'm going to do would be like, one of them, maybe this one. I'm going to select this as an image in the headers, and this one, or maybe this image, I'll going to select this into header, this one into the footer. We're going to decide that. So whenever we are designing this template, the HTML with letterhead, we would possibly require two images if you wanted two images to be there. Otherwise, you can just make a use of one image, or even though if you don't want it to image insert the image, that's up to you. All right. So let me show you how exactly we could first of all design a letterhead. So for that, you would require to go with obviously setup menu. And then you should have to go to the communication templates and then classic letterhead. This one, classic letterhead, right? Now see, this is a general format of letterhead. So how does it looks like to be? It have three sections as I was telling you. So the first one, the above, the topmost is called as header section. The bottommost is called as footer, and this one is called as body. Now body could still be have certain different type. This whole area of body, or it should be splitted like box, or something like this. These are certain different designs. All right, these are certain different designs of bodies as well. I'll prefer this one, the whole world. All right, so I would be clicking to the next button and let me create a new letterhead. I'm giving the name as, what is our organization? HR management. So I'll giving the name as HR management letterhead, right? And make it available for use. That is very essential. See, wherever you see this checkbox, right, you have to click it. You have to click for the first time you see this in you have seen this into the document object, right? We are, even though today also we probably going to require to upload certain images in the document. So whenever you upload a file into a document object, any static resource, there was this checkbox, right? And before this as well, I mean, when you created that previous format letterhead, previous format of email template, that time also it was there. So every time, see, wherever you see this, you have to check it. Otherwise, what would happen would be like, this is created internally, but you cannot use it, you cannot test it. All right. So that is essential. Save it and see. This is the general design. Now over here, you could insert an image as header. Over here you could insert an image as footer, and these are the background. If you wanted to go with this, are good. Otherwise you can even customize that. So it would ask you for the background color. You can go with this general, I mean, you can select any color from here as well. I'll show you one another way. I mean, you can select it like this one. All right, this is one way. Another way is like, you can Google for the HTML color codes. There are so many good websites for this, from where you can get the relevant HTML color codes. You can select it from here as well. For example, I wanted something from this section, I could drag my cursor. I'm going to get this code, right? This is also one of the possibility. I mean, if you wanted, for example, I wanted to go with maybe not sure, but maybe with this color. So I'll just select this, I'll just select this. I'll come back to edit background, and over here I'm going to paste it and I'll save it. Oh, that is an invalid. Let me try with something else. Why it is invalid? See, I'm not sure why it was invalid in previous case. because usually it allows every color code. All right. Anyways, so this is also one of the way to select the background colors, right? Now, to put up an image into the header section, you can go with select logo. And see, when you select this, I mean, when you click onto this button, right, it would open an interface. It would try to get an image from document object, right? And this we already had studied. If you remember, I told you any static resource, it could be an image, could be a file of some another type. All right. If you wanted to use it, you would first of all would require to get it into the document object. So what I'm going to do would be like, I'll first of all bring something into the document. We don't have document object over here, but no problem. I know the object ID for that is 015. All right. And what are the images we are having over here? Let me first of all check with HR management logo. What is that? Oh, this we already have it, right? This we already have it. I just require to upload one more image. HR footer image. Second image. Make it externally available and select your file. It's there inside 201. You can download these images from Google. This one. Yeah, so this is the image, right? All right. So now let me select one of them in the header, the another one into the footer. So I'm selecting this logo. I'll go with this, the second image, right? You can see this image has been inserted, but it is more to left aligned. So I'll go with the second one, the edit header properties, and I'll make it horizontally center and vertically middle. These are the alignments. And if I press this OK, it comes over in the middle. All right, so this was my header. Now let me accordingly select one more image for the footers. I can go with this image. You can put it into the left side. If you wanted to put it into the center, you can decide that. I'll put it horizontally. I'll put it in the middle and horizontally into the right? Or maybe this seems to be good. Anyways, that's up to you guys. That's up to you. Now see, there are these lines over there, and this is into blue into color. If you want, you can even select the colors for that as well. I mean, if you wanted to change it to something else, you could definitely select that as well, right? It's up to you. And in real time, we actually don't do this. I mean, let me tell you, there's a graphic designers for these. They would create all these things. We just know to how exactly we could put up this into the automation. That is our part. But being a technical person, you should also have a little understanding. That is the reason you should learn this. Otherwise, in a real time, we never design this kind of thing. There are some graphic designers in every company. They would do this part for you. They would select an image and they would do this everything. You just know how to put up everything into their proper place and all that. Now let me save this. Now this is my letterhead. All right, this is my letterhead format. See, this is my letterhead format. All right, let me put this image into center. It is not looking. It is not looking properly. Edit letterhead, and I'll put this image into center. This looks to be okay. All right, now we are having one letterhead, and now let's design the email template. All right, so we are already having a letterhead, and we are going to make a use of that. Just let me show you how exactly. Yes. So let's go with a use case. Configure an email template to notify the hiring manager upon creating a new position record, right? I think this one is also same. Upon creating this one, right? So this is same. I mean, the matter of course is same. I'm going to make a use of this, the same subject and same content. I'll make a use of this only, but this time I'm not going to use text. Rather, when I'll go with email templates, I'll design a new template. but this time I'll make it like HTML using classic letterhead. All right. Make it available for use. It would be letterhead format. You can give any name. Now from classic letterhead, you have to select what kind of letterhead you wanted to select in this particular case. We are having only one, which just now we have created one called HR management letterhead. I would be selecting this one. Now from the layout, you have to select one. What is that? I was telling you, if you remember, this is what I was trying to tell you. The body are being divided into different types, right? So we would go with we usually go with free form. I mean, it would give us full area. So we usually go with free form, and description. If you want, you can copy the same thing. Otherwise you could keep it blank as well. Now subject and everything, I'm going to copy the same one, the one which is having all the merge fields and all that. Next. All right. So this is my letterhead format, right? This is the letterhead format. Here you will have to enter the content, right? So I'll just copy the same what we did in the last lecture. Let me just copy the same thing over here. And whatever the necessary alignments, that requires to be done manually. Let me do our adjustments over here. When we use HTML programming, that is going to be the next type. The last type of email template would be a custom email template by using an HTML programming. At that time, that time we would certainly not require, to make this kind of manual adjustments, because in HTML, we are having tags for this. And whatever the tag you will use, accordingly, these texts are being aligned automatically. And we would certainly not require to make all this manual alignments and everything. You're going to see this into the next type, right? So this is, yeah. Let me now click this next button and save it. Now, this is what the format we just have designed, right? Let me now send and test it, right? So I'm going with this button. I'll have to select one hiring manager record. So from the list of this objects, I'm selecting hiring manager. Let me select any record because we have used merge fields over there. So I would be using Rahat Khan, and let me give this email ID of my and SFDC Kasim. This is also click. This is good. This is good. Let me press this OK button. So see, this would be the email, dear Rahat Khan, and everything has been taken. As you can see, the same would have been delivered to your email ID. This one, right? This one. Now see, this is that email, and how does this kind of email templates looks like to be, right? So this is what we used to say as HTML with using a letterhead format, All right, this is what it does looks like to be. Now, most of the times, this kind of email is generally used for branding purpose, or maybe if some organization have their own fixed kind of template, like I showed you about the monster one. Okay, whenever you got an email about any openings from their end, they would have a same draft for every email. Only the body would be changed, this part. Otherwise, I mean, the matter inside, the headers and the footers, that everything has been same, right? Go with this by today. Tomorrow, I'm going to take you the next type. I'll not mix up two things in the same day. That could create a confusions, right? So go with this by today. Yeah, that's all from my side. Any questions you wanted to ask? Any questions? Any questions? Okay, then. Thank you.